Hi everyone, here is a demo of the eRollCall app. From the main screen here, I'm going to click on the Initiate Roll Call button, and clicking that initiates a roll call. And we're going to take you through a regular roll call process today. The first option we get is to select the level, because our roll calls work at both the state and federal level. For this example, we're going to work you through a roll call at the state level. It's going to ask us the state that we want to do this roll call in, and we will select Illinois as our state for this example. For this example, we're going to walk you through a bill, HB 1734, which is a renewable energy bill. We're just going to make sure that's the right bill that we want to call this roll call on, and click on the View Bill Information to get some overview, where we have information around the bill documents, the actual bill that was introduced that can be loaded on from the main website, some of the latest bill actions that have been taken from the bill. Again, this is all pulling in real time from the legislator website. And then also who the bill sponsors are if we want to go there. Once we identify that this is the right bill that we want to call a roll call against, we will click the Initiate Roll Call button to initiate the roll call and give this roll call a name. So for the purposes of this roll call, we will say this is going to be called the demo roll call, and we'll just put today's date. And then we'll just give out, the location of where this roll call is going to be taken. Since this is the House bill, we know it's going to be in the House of Representatives. We're going to drop down the Illinois House of Representatives. And what it's going to ask me is who are the people that are interested in this bill and going to be voting on this bill. So since we know this is around renewable energy, it's in the Public Utilities Committee. So we're going to scroll down to the Public Utilities Committee and select that. And what that does is it automatically pulls up all the list of legislators that belong to the Public Utilities Committee, so it makes it easier to choose who we are going to be calling for this roll call. So for this example, we're just going to pick the top 3 legislators and assign them with lobbyists that are going to be getting the latest information on how these legislators are thinking about this bill that we have up front. So C.D. Davismeyer, and we're going to assign him with one of our contractual lobbyists that we have, that is David Lobbyist. And we're going to do the same thing again with Dan Calkins. And this time with Dan Calkins, we're going to assign him to David and another person, just so that we know that, who is going to be, there's 2 people looking at them and we can get the same answers. And, this is a judge to see how both people are voting against each other. And then we have Dave Vella, and we're going to assign him again to Dave Lobbyist here for this example. Once we have this information, we click Save, and that assigns the lobbyist, and it's going to ask us for the timeline of this roll call. And so from a timeline of this roll call, we're going to select the time zone. And since we're doing this in Illinois, we will have a central time zone. The start date is today, and the start time is now. The reason this demo, end date is tomorrow, and end time is 24 hours from now. The reason this is important is because we have push notifications built into the app that lets the contractual lobbyists know that, hey, a roll call is coming to an end, and you need to go into the app and update your roll call information so that the in-house government affairs officials have the latest information here. Clicking Save will initiate the roll call and save it, and then clicking the Initiate button will actually initiate the roll call. And this is also going to send off push notifications to all our contractual lobbyists here.
For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to be using the browser-based version. So while Kavir is going through the demo, I actually got a notification saying that a roll call had been initiated. So let's go back to the very home page, and you'll notice that here's the roll call that Kavir kicked off moments ago. If you haven't actually been in touch with the lead lobbyist, you have the ability to kind of, as Kavir walked you through earlier, get grounded on, some of the main details for the bill itself. But usually when roll calls are initiated, the people know it's coming. And me personally, Kavir and I had actually connected by the water cooler earlier, so I was aware that he was involving me in a roll call. So I'm actually going to join this. Pretty clear. You can see that I've joined the roll call successfully. Now what I want to do is I actually want to jump into the roll call. And so again, not similar to the iOS version, we have a light gray version up here, which keeps you grounded on the key details for the roll call itself. And then front and center, it's got 3 different legislators to whom I've been assigned to speak with and understand how they're feeling about this particular renewable energy piece of legislation. So as a lobbyist, what I'm able to do is real time log feedback about what these individuals, how they're feeling about this bill. And Kavir, the lead lobbyist, will be able to see that real time. So for CD Davidsmeyer, what I'm going to say is he's leaning yes. And I'm going to mention to Kavir that I called his cell phone and he is leaning yes, but needs to speak with Tim. Tim, for the purpose of this, is just a conceptual person. So I'm going to log that. You see that the response is captured successfully. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to log a few other votes for the other legislators to whom I've been assigned. So Dan Calkins, Dan is a sure thing, I'm going to tell him. But Dave Vella, I'm going to say is leaning no. Leaning no, but potentially could be swayed to yes. And so you'll see everything is very easily it's easy to submit information to the lead lobbyist, and it's very real time.
And so I'm just going to click on the roll call again to view it. And here, now we see the summary tab that's opened up and that's able for me to click on. And here, what you're seeing is the main dashboard that I have that shows me how all these legislators that the lobbyists think they're leaning towards voting right now. So you see here, I have 1 yes, 1 leaning yes, and 1 leaning no. I want to see who this leaning yes is to see if it's possible to make them a yes. And so I'm going to click on the leaning yes. It's CD Davidsmeyer. That's someone that David Lobbyist has been assigned to. I'm going to click on that just to get the most information. And I see here from the notes that Dave called a cell phone and he's leaning yes right now, and he needs to speak with Tim. So what we're going to show you here is an example of Dave is actually going to go in there, and Dave has met him again. And now his vote is going to change from leaning yes to yes based on the latest information Dave has received. And we'll show you how this updates in our summary tab and showing the real-time nature of this.
I have updated the information for CD Davidsmeyer.
Yep, and so now I'm pulling back into the summary screen right now. You see that now we have 2 yeses in here, and you see CD Davidsmeyer listed here as one of those. So I'm going to click on him again, and here now you're seeing the time and date stamp of all the information that's come back from the lobbyist about the legislator. So we have this for transparency and for tracking purposes here. So once we see this here, we can go back in and we know we have enough votes here, and the button on the top right where you see the little notepad type button, what that does is clicking on that is it generates a postmortem report that actually sends all the latest information as well as all the information that we have about the interactions between the lead lobbyists and the contractual lobbyists, along with all the voting time and date stamps for that, so that it's going to be packaged in and given to your superiors in government affairs to tell them how a roll call went end to end here.